morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is The Rant. Boom. Today, we're going to be talking about staying positive. Getting increasingly harder to do in this world. So who knows what's going to happen next.
For this excellent topic.
And we're back. Congrats, Emp. We love you and your spaceship. Ow! Ow! At Camp GMA, it's all about fun and games. Here to introduce the noms for the Comedy Award is Gladys Worthington. Let the games begin.
Oh, thank you, Ellie, so much for passing yourself over to me. Wouldn't you like to have a little bit of her pass over you on a dinner plate? Anyway, I'd love to have Ellie draw me one day. Wouldn't that be lovely? I could get naked in front of her. She could draw these big honkers. Anyway, what are we here for? I don't know I'll tell you what we're here for. We're here to tell you all about the Jammies. I'm here at the Jammies. It's a wonderful place. I'm having more fun than my last proctology appointment. And that was deep, folks. Deep. Real deep. But I love the Jammies. What it does is it brings people together. It brings people together to have a really good time and celebrate. And I was talking to Judith, and Judith said, "Hey, Chris Lane Sr." I said,
"Keep it down in there, Charlie! Or else I'll turn off the TV!"
I would have offered him a cup of tea to come in.
Whatever, Warden! Give us some mother's peanut butter dick!
My pancreas is overgrown and
wait a second.
Weeping
look,
out of my anus.
Is that Gladys Worthington?
The doctor says I'm overreacting.
Yeah, Warden, that's Gladys. I can't wait to find out who wins a jammy.
Know-it-all, but he doesn't know anything at all, does he? Judith knows more about that.
We won that shit last year with the Lipstick Crew. That's right. We got jammies.
Yeah, right. You got a jammy?
But he doesn't know anything at all, does he?
Yeah.
And she sells Tupperware on Tuesday. Oh, Tupperware.
No, we got jammies. We found out that skink bitch in the back of a Toyota Tucson at an AC/DC concert.
See my new lipstick, Judith.
Oh, my.
Oh, I can't always miss put on my thing. But I sell
we do the double penetration. Gladys Worthington. Charlie uses his mini wine bin. And me, I use my unicorn horn.
He loved it. I needed him a condom, a body condom.
Oh my!
This show, G-Mate. He can't see me, I can't see him. Nobody can see anything. The guy's a wastoid. He's so stoned all the time.
Now who the hell are you?
This is such a weird place. Why
I'm Jack. I'm the monkey on your back, Jack.
What is my name? Somebody remind me. Time. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on too much, aren't I? You want to put a bullet in my head because I'm just an old person prattling on. So the next category we're bringing up today for the Jammies is comedy. Comedy. It's a hard thing to do. So many people fail at it. Why? Because comedy is hard. Comedy's not as hard as, well, my ex-husband, Gerald, who couldn't get it up. But anyway, it's a hard thing to do. Why? Because there's so many weak bitches in this world who can't take a fucking joke. But we're here to celebrate comedy and the amazing comedy stylings of people from within this broad community. Let's get down to it, shall we, before my bladder explodes. I need to go to the toilet soon. Anyway, here are the nominees.
Hey, welcome in to another Live High or Die.
I'm sorry about the pain, but it's working.
My daddy's industrial engineer.
Yesterday was the third annual Jammies Awards here on YouTube for people in the music community, entertainment community, and that was Gladys Worthington who hosted one of the nominations. It was an amazing event, disturbing in so many ways. The anal jammies, that's correct. That is absolutely perfect. That's what it was, the anal jammies. And I would like to kick off today by thanking the jammies the Gem Academy. Is that what you call them? I don't know. The committee at the Jammies, the people who voted, because I picked up my second Jammy for the. They're not made very well, are they? So I picked up my second Jammy. I picked up an award for. What was the category? I can't even remember what the category. What did I actually win? What happened? It wasn't. It was not Golden Voice. It was the Festy. I won the Festy. Here we are. Let's see if I can find it.
Everyone is so talented. Who will the winner be? I need the envelope, huh? Thank you, baby.
Okay.
And the winner of the 2024 Festy Award goes to Jade Starr. Congratulations! Woo-hoo! Ha 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 ha!
Don't care what you say. Everybody get out of my way. It's just gonna be my day. Fuck you till you do. I'll never be like you. So yeah, I don't want to conform to the shit you just said.
And this was my acceptance speech right here. A little bit dark. Just a little bit dark, I think. Nobody was murdered in that footage there. That was actually my own blood as well too. I keep it in the fridge. Hello everybody, welcome to the rant. Why did I start with that? Well, firstly because G-May put a lot of work into the jammies. He does it every year. He pieces together all these videos and it's just a silly, fun, good time, and it's crazy, it's off the wall. It's G-May. It's wild. So what can you say? And it kind of ties into today. Let's say hello to you all. Hello, Chad and Jenny Jolivet and Liz Day. Hello, Liz. Paying to get. Ed B. Metal. We've got Thomas Christ in the house. Semtex Cow. Ali Gratilia. We got E. Urban. Hello to you. I say Ed B. Yes. Opinionated Vegetable. Glad my vegetables don't talk back to me, apart from my grandma, who's, anyway, that's another story. She's in a home. Cover by CQ. I think I saw Chris Lane Sr. and Hugh Grant. I nearly said Hugh. Well, I did now. Hugh Grant is here. Look, there's Hugh Grant. And Robbie Stingle, hello. Thanks for joining us today. Oh, I feel really bad that you've all come and joined me for this one because... Wow. Normally I'm really opinionated on these shows and I have like a whole thing planned out and Mateusz Prakowski, Audible Video. And normally I'm chomping at the bit to get up here and go, bah, and Forest of the Wolf. And this is about staying positive and... I got nothing. I literally have got nothing today. I don't know what to tell you. Everything I thought of saying before this show feels like bullshit. Feels like, here's the deal. I don't know about anybody else who's a YouTube content creator. I ain't been doing this for a long time. I've been on YouTube since it started, but I didn't really have a lot of content on YouTube. I used to just put my music video clips up. Then the pandemic hit, and that was another really dark time in the world. Things were looking pretty uncertain and strange, and no one had in this kind of modern era had experienced anything quite like that. And that, for me, was a really good opportunity to start this and do this whole how to app and live performances and all the things that happen here on this channel. And, it felt like the right thing to do. And it was. It's been heaps of fun and heaps of ups and downs doing this kind of thing. It's, you start out with an idea to hopefully encourage people and be positive and be consistent at the same time, and not be a leader or anything like that, but be somebody hopefully who can provide a form of entertainment, no matter what it is, and brighten people's days. That's what it. And as a content creator, I can only speak from my personal experience of doing this, because I still don't know what I'm doing. But you want to, like me, I want to come on here all the time and take people away from the shit that's going on and build people up. That's why the whole thing is we all rise together. The wart thing came about, the rising tides and all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, that's been fairly easy to do, and it's a lot of responsibility. Believe me, I don't take it lightly. I put a lot of work into trying to keep things consistently evolving on the show and different kind of entertainment. And from, if you go back and watch the first shows here from 4 years ago, it was a very, very different place. I didn't even show my face on these shows for the first 7 months or probably even longer. And now we do things like walk with me and walk around and show you around places and do live shows and interviews and apps and create music together. And there's so many different things. We do these rants, which are hopefully to have a laugh. I'm not here to berate people, and I don't know what I'm doing on this planet. I have no idea. I'm 52 years old. I still get up every day and go, fuck, what's going to happen next? But this time it just seems harder. It seems like what's going on, and I'm not talking about the election. I don't give a shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the general direction of humanity. This general concept of people that are like, you know what? I'm just going to be an absolute and I feel good about being a total piece of shit. I'm concerned about the direction this species is going. Right? Now, you look at animals in the wild, and I've never once looked at even a predatorial animal and gone, oh, look at that shark. You can tell that shark's being a total asshole today. No, they're apex predators. It's what they do to survive. There's no politicking. There's no nothing. But we, on the other hand, this is very concerning, is we're looking at each other and going, how can I fucking hurt that person? Be it physically, be it verbally, be it financially, be it, destroying their life. Right? And that's the scary thing. That I don't give a fuck about these politicians. They're all slime. They're all shit, and they don't care about you. I've said it many times on this channel. It doesn't matter. They're all assholes. They are only in it for the pocket, right? If you think any different, you're deluded. But it's us. How are we becoming? How have we turned on each other so much, right? And so I sit here and I come up with today's idea for the show to sit here and try and talk about remaining positive. And don't worry, somehow it always gets there in the end, because I never script these shows. I try not to script them at all. Hi, Mike and Barry Glenn, and if I've missed anyone else in here, because if I script this out, it's not genuine, and you're not hearing what I think on the fly. But every day, increasingly, and hey, Falcro, is Falcro here? I can't see him. Every day, it just seems like people are going out of their way to. Remember, I don't know if hindsight's an interesting thing, and rose-colored glasses and all that stuff. And I remember growing up and having parents and people in my life that told me, kindness costs nothing, and shut the fuck up. If you got something shit to say, just don't instead. And now it seems like we are in an age of people going, you know what? I don't really have anything to say, so I'm just going to go around everywhere else and say everything shit to as many people as I possibly can, not in person, but that could change because, I noticed I started feeling better and more positive and less depressed once I started doing something nice for someone. See, that's the thing. That is the thing. This is where we're at. We've got to. I think one of the biggest problems is at the moment is is it us? I don't know who's turned politics into a sport, but guess what? It's not a fucking sport. It's like it's something that should be over there that we don't talk about, that we don't want to fucking talk about every day. It's something that they take money out of our pocket and they're supposed to take that money and just do stuff to keep the standard of living going. That's all it should be. It's not something you go and buy a shirt and a fucking hat and a beanie and you shake around and go, I remember when I first moved to fucking America, right? I moved to America in 2016, and the first thing I saw on television when I arrived at the airport was Obama on a television set at San Francisco Airport talking to people. And this was during the election campaign. And then the next thing I saw was the DNC, whatever you call those things. It was a sports event. It's ridiculous. People in these huge arenas, yeah, rah, 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 for fucking politicians. And it made me think, wow, I'm so happy I live in Australia, but I'm stuck here for 2 years in America where politics and elections go for 2 weeks. And we go, all right, we have to listen to these assholes for 2 weeks. And then we just go, okay, vote. Now, let's not think about them anymore. In America, holy shit, they're more popular than fucking sports players and movie stars. It's just very bizarre, and I was horrified by it. So it just shouldn't be the way. We should be focusing on so many other things than these fucking parasites. But here we are. And so, again, I'm trying not to go, look, I don't want to talk about which side's worse. I think they're all shit. But it is a fact of life that this stuff is shoved down our throats. Staying positive, you have to be grateful for something and have things that make you be happy. Of course, I say this here on the show every day. Do the things that make you happy. And the one thing I've been doing on here is making music. In the last 2 weeks, I've virtually got a whole bunch of music ready to go. I've got a Metheist album that's virtually nearly finished, another Dread Circus EP thing that's nearly finished. Yesterday I was working on something later last night with Laurie's Mishmosh. It's been the only thing that's helped me, not get pulled into this circus of hate. And that's what it is. It really is. And I know there's individual things I can see, E-Urban being LGBT. Yes, it's something I'm experiencing here in Australia. This is the thing with hate, yeah? This is what's stupid about it. This is when hatred is put into politics, then hatred becomes a sport. And I don't know I don't know how many of you have thought, you know what, I'm going to kick back this weekend. I'm going to order some pizza and there's some brewskis. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch on the TV 6 hours of hate. Let's watch people being tortured for 6. It doesn't sound much fun. So how have we got to this point on the internet where everything is spite? Like I don't know what ticks through the mind of somebody who gets on the internet and just goes, all right, here I am on YouTube. Let's just go, you're a cunt. Enter. I hate you. It's got to be so bizarre to do that. So look, again, like I said at the start of this, I don't have any answers. I like to hopefully build people up. That's what the whole idea of this channel is about. And on Thursday last week, I tried to do something different here on the channel and put a whole bunch of music together and talk about how, if you haven't seen that show that I put up last week, it went through how music has changed us and how we have changed music as a species throughout probably the last, from segregation kind of onwards, women's rights and all that kind of stuff. If you didn't see it, go and watch it. Like I spent many hours putting it together because I don't have the words to say to lift people up, but I feel like I'm responsible. And I don't know how many other YouTubers feel like it, because the increasing thing I see here on YouTube is channels growing through hate. Multiple channels that just are like, hi, this is my channel. I'm the internet anarchist. I do weekly documentaries on how much somebody sucks. And this YouTuber whose downfall, their views went down. So I've done a documentary on how their views went down. It's just like, hey, dude, fuck off. Your entertainment is shit. It's garbage. You just single people out and talk about how much they suck. And it's an economy of just yuck. And I don't understand it. I sit there and see it and go, fucking hell, you know what's even more concerning? It's not even the person that's doing it. It's the people watching it that just snipe in the comments going, yeah, I don't like, and I know everything about that person. It's like, you don't, motherfucker. Because, look, there's some... And most of us here in the chat as musicians have YouTube channels, right, and share music and have been on panels or such. You don't share everything with the world. Like, I don't tell you about that thing I do with my finger and a piece of plastic, and probably should stop there. Wish I could reverse that. Probably told you too much about the finger and the piece of plastic. Anyway, it's not important. But you know what I mean? You keep certain things. You got to have some kind of private things for yourself. You don't spew everything out onto the internet because there's vultures sitting there and the hamster. How did you know? Did I? Oh, I told you all of it. I sent you photos, didn't I, Semtech? Because there are people sitting there, like on everybody's stream, sitting there waiting for one fuck up. One slight fuck up, and they're just going to, and they're going to rage quit and just go, woo! You know what I mean? It's getting hot in here. Whew. Calm down, Chad. Relax. I did not have any late meetings with that sheep. Wow, you missed out. Anyway. Look, things like what Jade did yesterday, that's why I opened with the jammies. Bloody hilarious, right? We were sitting there watching it all together in Clubhouse. And you just got to love Jade, right? Jade is so unhinged and so wild, and the green screen technology is always fucked, and you can see through his head. And there's love, man. That dude's heart is so fucking big. If you've ever spoken to Jade, you'll know this. Jade is like one of the most just loving, caring. This guy wants to create an actual ranch where people come and stay and make music and get camp patches and stuff. Why isn't there more of that, right? It is absurdity incarnate, and we need more of that. Like, just, this is the stuff. Everyone's so fucking serious. Hello, Pete Johns. People are so serious. They are just so, oh my God. Some of the stuff and look, one of the things I've had to do to try and keep sane, I'm sure many people have done, is change your YouTube algorithm. I do recommend it. Go into your YouTube algorithm and just delete some channels for a bit. Just take a break. Change and just say, don't show this content anymore. Take a break, man. There's only so much your little mind can take. And go and sign up to some comedy channels. If I didn't have a lot of comedy channels and snake breeding and spiders and all this kind of stuff that I like, I don't know how I'd be going because, everything is just being bombed with just nastiness. And it's just sickening. And I don't want to harp on about, like, politics at all. Audible says, I have 2 browsers and 2 profiles. So there's a couple of things I'm trying to do to, I guess, keep my sanity here doing this. It probably means more content. But I've added new memberships to my tiers. I know most people have multiple tiers. I've only had 1 tier forever. I added multiple tiers to my memberships over the weekend because I'm going to start doing some funny content for members. So if you are interested and you want to sign up to one of the other tiers, I'm going to start doing some funny content, some silly stuff. But that's, I'm not trying to shill because that sucks. Hey, Lilo, what's going on? Hi, Granny. Pete Johns, you got the prosthetic leg. That is actually Metalhead Hippie's leg. All right? That's what it is, Urban. I reached out to Hippie. I said, can I get a picture of your leg? Because, yes. And he was very helpful with that. You know what I mean? Leela loves everybody. Look, I'm not going to lie. Things here are not going so good either in my world. In 4 weeks, I'm going to be homeless. And for some reason, I'll tell you one of the reasons. I'll tell you one of the reasons. It's because of all the hate in this world. And it's very frustrating being powerless. And I'm not saying any of this for any kind of pity or anything. This is just the world, man. This is where we're at. This goes back to where people are just, you know what? I'm just going to find the worst possible shit to say and say it to the person who's most vulnerable. That's where we're at. And so I'm currently looking for a new home. Not because I was evicted or anything, but the people who own this place are selling. And let me tell you how hard that's been. It's been really hard. Because in the current state of the world, trans people are the cause of all the problems. You only have to be online for a very short period of time before you get pulled into some hole of like, oh, it's trans people's faults. They're indoctrinating children. It's always the worst shit too. It's like, here's a group of people who just want to be fucking left alone. Just leave us alone. But no. Instead, these people they rape kids. Fuck your kids. You're doing a good enough job sending them to church, where I'm sure they're getting diddled there. I'm so tired of it. It's so tiring. And the thing is that the trickle-down effect of this stuff of being mentally deranged online and typing all this hate and saying this particular group's this and this particular group's this, is that someone like me can't get a house because the consensus of people go, trans, kids. And I don't think people understand the gravity of their fuckwittery because it's very frustrating. So So it makes me sit here and then look at those people with a very terrible outlook, right? Here's the deal. I don't know if you're out there and you're one of those people. We don't have time to even think about your stupid, brain-dead, home-educated children because we're too busy fending off the rest of you trying to kill us, all right? It's okay. We've got other things on our mind, right? It's like last year I did, well, it's coming up this year. It's coming up in a few days, actually, in a week's time, November 20 every year. Transgender community count the dead for the year. That's how, right? So we'll be busy counting all of our people that you murdered, right? Because apparently you were fucking your kids. So it's very frustrating to see this. This stuff trickles down. This stuff trickles down into people's lives. So I don't know. I don't think we need to sway people to vote a different way. I think we need to sway people to stop being assholes to each other. It's more important. Who we vote for means shit. They don't care. They don't care. But I'll tell you what, it's the people around you. When things go wrong, they're the ones who are going to pull through, not the government. Yeah, we got enough to worry about. We got to make sure we're not getting murdered. Yeah, just be excellent to each other. It actually is. So are we at a halfway point? We can run an ad. Wow, it's only halfway through. So every day on the show I have to run an ad. And we'll do that now. So you can avoid the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber or by skipping the ad and coming back. Right, that's been run. So Pete Johns is coming up next, playing your music. I'm going to be continuing here on the channel working on my album, my Metheist album, because it's been helping me. And this is this week's thumbnail. Oh, bring myself. Hey, hello. So this has been helping me. I've virtually finished 6 songs in 2 weeks. Amazing. 6 full real songs, like real metal songs with lots of riffs. Some songs even have like 6 riffs in them. So that's been one of the ways of being able to cope. Still, I'm not coping. I'll tell you what, like all this politics stuff has just been like the extra weight on the shoulder, all this nonsense going on, this noise. As I said, I've got 4 weeks to get a house. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. But today's another day. So the best thing I can say is stay positive. You know, you've got to. And you've got to find some way to do it. You've got to find something that makes you happy, no matter what it is, right? Just don't, hang on, maybe not no matter what it is. Hang on, come here. If you're a serial killer, probably don't do that, okay? If that's what makes you happy, don't. Maybe take up crochet. So you got to be careful with what you say as a YouTube influencer. And look, cut off the fucking trash. Cut off the trash. You know, I learned ages ago on Facebook. I seriously learned on Facebook that I used to get involved and go, oh yeah, you want to go? Let's go. I used to do that. I was very much into that stuff. And then one day somebody said to me, because I stupidly wrote, ha 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 ha, I win this argument. And they wrote back, what did you win? And I thought, shit, that's a really good question. It wasn't a new car or a holiday to New Caledonia, like on The Price is Right. So what actually do you win in these pointless back and forwards? What, internet superiority? Is there a sash? If there was a sash, I'd probably keep going because, well, who doesn't love a good sash? Can I get Can I get a hallelujah from E Urban? I'm sure you enjoy a good sash around the... Anyway, but what am I talking about? Yeah, don't let hate or negativity win. And I try not to, and I think most of us try not to, but, it seems like it's becoming the thing. It's becoming the cool thing to do, to just keep going and keep going and keep going. And when it keeps going, yes, it's sad. Is there any other sash? Is there any other sash? Honestly, let's look that up. Shall we do a Google search for kinds of sashes? Oh, I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous. People being uninformed is a big reason where we are in the US. Please, beg everyone, stay informed. Take a break if you need to, but stay informed. Yes, we'll stay informed of what's going on because, yes, there's going to be policies and stuff, of course, but these are just... But it's the hate, man. It's the hate. Last night I watched a documentary by one of my favourite YouTubers called Spanion. If you don't know about Spanion, he's a convicted felon here in Australia. And a lot of people think he's pretty dangerous. So this is Spanion here. Spanion, he's spent most of his life in jail and very violent offender, drug, heroin addict and such. And and look, his opinion on trans people sucks as well. It does. But he inspires me because he's come out of jail finally and he's become a YouTube content creator and he's traveling the world and I don't know, he's softening. He's getting better and he's definitely not a criminal anymore. He's a millionaire. And he did here it is here. This was yesterday's video, Inside Auschwitz. Very, very timely video. And he walked around Auschwitz 1 and 2 camp yesterday. And I watched it and was like, fuck, man. Very... look, I'm not going to go to the extreme and say, this is where we're heading. But if you know history, it didn't start with, well, let's just put everybody in camps. It didn't start that way. It didn't. There's very specific things that happened, and it started with hatred. It started with just sheer hatred and just... Those who don't know history, that's 75% of Americans. So, hang on. Just so you know, that was a joke, all right? Now, so it was fascinating watching him walk through Auschwitz and seeing the way that people were rounded up and the amount of hatred. And it was fast because these things escalate. Just like how, on the opposite scale, I don't know if you've seen those videos of people who, man, they're very strange, but it kind of works, even though it's strange. Those videos of people who just sit there going, and they think that doing that is infectious and it can make... I know, maybe I'm cynical, but I sit there and watch them and go, but I know you're not really laughing. And there was no joke to start me laugh. Like a joke there needs to be a premise to make me laugh. I just can't look at somebody and go, no, it doesn't work. It's not like yawning, but the way things catch on, and especially hate. Hate seems to be, it seems to be more addictive than meth. For some people, they can't get enough of it. So staying positive, yeah. Look, it sounds like I'm dwelling on all the negative stuff, but look, regardless, I'm still positive. I'm still here and smiling and trying to joke and all that stuff. Like, you can't crawl into a fucking hole and give up completely. You've got to keep going. Even when I was homeless and living in a park, I still had hope. I still thought maybe something will come along, and it did. And I'll tell you, here I am at the moment going, shit, I could be homeless again. And it's killing me. It's killing me inside. I can't tell you how much it's killing me. But again, you've got to, or I'll say me first, I have to not lash out. I have to not. You have to be better. You have to channel that stuff into really good things. Like we are lucky as creators. No matter what it is, we get to make music. We get to make video. We get to do comedy. We get to do all these different things that are hopefully enough to stimulate us to not think about that. It's online can really pull you into this stuff because, you know, and I know for the longest time I've said that walking away from the internet and walking outside, it's not like that out there. Maybe that will be a little bit different. Right? Maybe that will be a little bit different coming up. Who knows? We don't really know what's going to happen. But look, at the end of the day, common sense, I hope common sense is still a major part of the psyche. Yeah? Because I'm not going to lose hope, and I don't think anyone else should lose hope. I think hope's a really important thing for happiness and for positivity. You have to have hope with everything, yeah? And this kind of stuff, I don't know, I'm sick of even addressing it, addressing people in particular. You know, we can look. You can sit there and focus on one person and say, maybe Hitler's a good example, but it's the people. It's the people who are generating the energy. Yeah, very easily people can shut things down. My concern isn't like a leader or like people putting Orange Man bad and all that stuff. That's not the concern. I think it's the overall the mindset of people generally. Yeah, that's the concern. That's you know, the good thing about negative people is that they're 90% bullshit with 10%. Yeah, this is the thing too. Hey, Drew, good to see you. And Paul, hello, Paul. Yeah, a lot of these people they are full of shit. They are full of shit, and they are piss and vinegar. And all that stuff. So you've got to, like, look, ultimately, just, as I said, look, I don't know what to say. I feel like, I don't know how Pete feels about this or anybody else who's a content creator who's in front of the camera every day. As I said, I feel a responsibility to kind of talk about this stuff. And try and remind you all to do your best to not fall into the hole of being a cunt, which seems to be the cool thing to do at the moment. Like, and I say, I don't know, the C word here in Australia is, we use it a fair bit. Maybe not all of us. The C word here in Australia is used for good things as well. It's like, oh, you're a good cunt. Or what a loser cunt, right? Absolutely, it is the right way. And, you know, let me have some coffee in my cunt mug. The question is, how are all of you doing? In one word, go in the chat. One word. How are you all going in the live chat? If you're watching on the replay, one word. One word. And in the comments today, right now in the live chat, one word. Give us one word on how you're doing, and I'll read them out. Liz says, tired. Ashley says, fantastic. Ali says, maintaining. It says, medal. Drew says, cunty. Thomas says, meh. That's interesting for Thomas because Thomas, if you've ever seen Thomas Christ play live, guess what? He has a lot to fucking say. So for Thomas to say meh, he's feeling it. Semtex says stoned. Leela says determined. Leela's always very determined. Paul says sore. Robbie says beaver. And Chad says turtle, turtley, turtle, 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 turtle. How good is fucking... Anyway. Granny says good. Hugh says unwell. You're always unwell. We need to fix you up. Randy says okay. Jenny says unsure. Panda Get says creative. Paul says it's surgery today. Well, that's... I hope you get better from that. And Kurt says still kicking. Joe says still kicking. Listen, Granny, I said one word. Relax. All right, that's a broad... did someone say horny? Wait, I missed it. I didn't even see it. I didn't see it. Well, I've got it now. Did you write that? Hey, sexy. All right, you weirdos. now we're getting crazy. Audible. Of course, Audible writes a whole sentence. Bad things will happen. Perseverance is a must to make things better. Jesus Christ. Somebody fucking hug. Can somebody fucking hug Audible? Please. Put him in a blanket. Play turtley. Not turtley enough for the Turtle Club. Anyway. Go and watch Master of Disguise. And watch the turtle scene. That'll help. Right? You can't get better than the turtle scene. Turtle power. Have you seen there's an outtakes video of it. I was watching it last week. Funnily enough, I was watching the outtakes video of the turtle thing. And it's not that funny. E. Urban says, I'm feeling terrified and uncertain and a bit aroused. Wow. Have you thought of putting that into maybe joining X Hamster and putting that into a video? With some cat ears and a butt-plucked foxtail. Oh, dear. Anyway, did I tell you guys? I won my second jammy yesterday. I'm a 2-time jammy winner, and that's what you're here for, isn't it? You're here for this Jammy Award-winning shit here on the channel. I don't have an interview organised this week. I will try and get something sorted. Perhaps maybe kind of... man, it's so hard. I'll tell you what's going on. Just to be fully transparent. Every day I'm getting off the show and having to go house inspections and travel and Uber to places. I don't have a car. Trust me, looking for a house without a car is shit. And so I've got stuff like that to do today, and I've got to keep the channel running and keep content going and keep doing everything else. It's been a struggle, let me tell you. And all this other noise that's been going on is just like, oh man, can you fuck off, really? But thankfully we have this community, yeah? Even though, and fuck it, I don't mince words, there's been some weird divisional stuff in the community. Some people have, I don't know, it's affected this place as well too, which I remember for the first 3 years of doing YouTube here and this broad community, there really wasn't any fucking trouble. I'll tell you when things started getting weird in this little community here was when certain people joined who were politically driven and weren't musicians. Interesting, that, isn't it? How, just saying, like you see it creep into I've seen it creep into lots of groups where all of a sudden a group of people come into a place that's really nurturing and everyone's having a good time, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're new here. We don't do what you do. We just like want to be involved and watch and kind of shove our fucking religious and political views down your throat. And it's like, well, we haven't been doing that. Like, I don't know if you watch Metalhead Hippie, but he's been saying for ages, keep your politics and your religious views in your fucking mouth. Keep them shut. and just make music. And if you have something to say, put it in your music. And that's what we used to do. But then all of a sudden something kind of happened. Whew. Oh, absolutely, Pete. Then all of a sudden, some people started like wanting to turn it into a, we want to apply these artists, these people into our agendas. And it's like, fuck off. We're here to make music, people. And that's, again, what it's going to come back to, what the final point I'm going to make here is all about. We're here as a community to make music, to create stuff, to collaborate, to work together. Do we all get along? No. Do we like everything that we all do? Probably not. Do we support each other 100% no matter what? Fuck yeah. So we have a unique situation where when it looks bleak and the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket, the one thing that we do have is we've got this. And that's awesome. And if I didn't have this and you guys, I think I'd be in a really bad place. So I want to thank all of you for doing what you do and, continuing to put things out, to be creative and continue to support people regardless of their fucking religion or their gender or ethnicity or any of that shit, because that shit don't matter. And we have proven this for a good number of years in this very, very small microcosm of the internet world. That stuff don't fucking matter. What matters is the creativity and the support. And I've said this many times from here. I wish the world would fucking see this and realize that, even if you fucking don't like it, look, I'm sure there's heaps of people who don't like shit that I say. And that's cool. Have at it. But it's when you come in and go, I fucking hate. Cool, hey, whoa. But you can't win because if you don't say anything, then you're bad as well. So, thank you, Kurt, for the 5 gifted memberships. You rock. Here's another dude who's a person who's a great supporter of things that musicians and people do around here. He's in everybody's chat, looking after everybody and supporting everybody. And he won a jammy yesterday. Good on you, Kurt, for winning a jammy. Thanks for the gifteds. Again, thank you. You guys make it worthwhile to get up every day and do this. And that's the thing, too. I was saying to the real estate agent the other day, do you know let me tell you what's really interesting, folks. Trying to get a house with a real estate agent and explain your job when this is what you do. I know some people probably think, oh, but it's just YouTube content creator. Try explaining that to people who don't do YouTube. I have no idea what this nonsense is. Or think, what? How do you make money how do you live from that? And then that real estate agent has to go to the owner of the house and present the case, and they were probably some 60-year-old lady going, what's that? What's that? I don't know what that is. It's been a very challenging thing explaining to people what I do. Sit here and talk a load of nonsense and make a load of music with a whole bunch of my friends each day. It's been very strange. Hello, Secret Legacy. You stole it from Hippie. Yeah, we were saying. We thought Hippie was going to win. We thought Hippie was going to win that award, but you crept in and won it. All right. I don't know what else to say, guys, but just do your best to be positive and try and wipe out the noise and just don't engage with hatred. There's so much of it, man. Call myself an entertainer. Yeah. I've tried so many different ways. Pete, if you don't know what a jammy is, Pete, read it and weep, motherfucker. I've got 2 of them now. multi-award winning Jammy winner. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Pete Johns is up next. Look, as I said, I've been working on an album for the last 2 weeks. It's been very therapeutic. Why? Because I've got to say some of this stuff about these fucking negative people in the music, and I haven't even written all the lyrics yet. So how good's that? But I've been writing a new Metheist album, and I'm just going to go out and play one of the tracks, and you can hang out and enjoy it. It's got no lyrics yet, but for those of you who are Metheist fans and know World Divided, the new Metheist album is called End of Days, because you know what? There are certain people on this planet who actually want the world to end out of spite. And you know who you are, because you're very loud at the moment. And spite is not the direction we should be going as a species. So I've written this. This is called End of Days. This is the title track of this new album I'm working on. And it's World Divided Part 2. Basically, in brackets, 4 years later, nothing has changed. It's got worse. So, love you too, Jenny. Love you all. Look, you guys are fantastic. Try and do your best. Just do something nice for yourself or someone else. And try not to let the shit weigh you down. Pete Johns up next. Let's play this. I think it goes for enough time to go straight to Pete. 4 minutes. Alrighty, dokie. This is World Divided Part 2, the End of Days. And it's heavy as fuck. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we'll all rise together. Let's. Oh, ja.